the meeting to order. Start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone's had an opportunity to review the minutes. May I have a motion to adopt the minutes as distributed?
I'll move that.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Are we approving both? Did we ever approve the 5th minutes? Okay, so we gotta approve the 5th and the 19th. That's all. If we can approve both of them, I'm fine with that. I read them over.
Same, Jurassic and more.
Oh, we took a vote?
Yeah, you're good with
Okay.
that?
All right, we're good with that? All right.
We're good.
All right.
Oh,
Citizens' comments. Anyone wishing to speak on agenda items this evening?
Fred Birch, Plainville Road. I see on there motion B to adopt the revised comprehensive land use plan. And I remember at one of the previous meetings we had the open public hearing and there was a debate about the one paragraph. So this plan that we're adopting tonight is that pretty much the club minus that one paragraph that Mr. Corey was referring to. Is that pretty much the same thing? Okay, okay, because I haven't seen any update personally since then, and you guys are privy to things that we don't see, so I just wanted to ask regarding that. Sorry. I see here motion H to hold a public hearing to adopt a local law to increase the income limitation relative to partial exemption from real property taxes for persons 65 years of age and over. I like that. I'm in support of that. I also like what this board did recently regarding like the firemen and the EMTs, you know, helping them out as well. And I know this might not be the proper venue, but for people that live in our town, you do a good job with our taxes, I think. But I think people are stressed and stretched lately, and a lot of it, in my opinion, is the school and that tax. And I'd like to see something offered maybe from the school in the future, or maybe proposed by board, a little help with maybe people in the community that don't have kids and haven't raised family, but still, you know, paying a high school tax. And so I think if it's fair to have a discount for people that, you know, sacrifice or are in a vulnerable situation. I also think it might be fair to discuss something to help out people who might be, you know, young professionals that don't have kids yet, or people that, you know, can't have kids, or things of that nature. Like I said, I realize that's a school issue. I'd like the opportunity to maybe talk about that the next time we have invite the school in to speak. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else?
Hi, Ken Landon, Gates Road. Does the version of club being considered for passage tonight have any reference to the lot size, coverage on commercial and industrial parcels? This vote on club has been tabled at least twice in the recent past due to this issue of lot coverage on commercial and industrial parcels. This issue in club was revised at least twice, I believe, in an effort to get club passed. Therefore, since there is no club document being made available tonight, I would like to know which version of club in regards to lot coverage on commercial and industrial parcels is being considered for passage tonight? Is there a mention of 30% or 50% or 80% coverage? Or is there just a generic mention that it's a good idea for our town to consider increasing lot coverage on commercial and industrial parcels? Once even the mention of considering increasing lot coverage on commercial and industrial parcels without any actual percentages of coverage makes it into club, it becomes much easier for the town in the future to change lot coverage on commercial and industrial parcels in our zoning law. So once again, which version of club is being voted on tonight? Thank you.
Dina, if you're looking for the club, it's under the Acrobat logo, the
It's under
Adobe.
this one, okay, thanks. So-
The Adobe logo.
Which
yeah.
page would you like me to go to?
Is it on?
Page 51.
The last page of commercial
51
and
here.
industrial land use.
It's on page 51, item 9.
Yeah, right there.
The last paragraph. We can't read it from here. Can you read it?
You want me to read it?
Yes.
With the limited amount of commercial and industrial zone land currently included in the town of Lysander zoning map, the town should consider increasing lot coverage on commercial and industrial parcels. This would maximize the development potential of these parcels, which should help reduce the potential commercial and industrial sprawl.
We were gonna strike that completely. We're striking number 9. That whole paragraph is gone. There will be no recommendation that I will consider, and I don't think anybody else on this board will consider for club. That ends, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, and the motion should read that paragraph.
Right, that's, I mean, that was the understanding I was under.
We're all under that understanding. I'll have more to say when this thing comes up for a vote, but there has been so much confusion over that. But I appreciate you raising that issue, both Mr. Landon and Mr. Birch, but we're striking that item.
What, tell me where that is.
Page 51, number 9.
Section 9.
It's under the commercial
It's
and
under
industrial land
commercial
use
industrial
section,
use.
which is at the end of the whole club.
You might have to use the mouse, sometimes it grabs the
That's what I
document.
showed you today. Yeah, so that oops. Yeah. I think you need to bring it or with the percentages.
Yeah, the paragraph was removed that referenced the percentages,
That's what
but that section was never removed, and that was our discussion in the last meeting.
Just section 9. Is it 51, section 9? I would reference it to be really clear to make sure everybody is not confused. Under the commercial and industrial land use section of comprehensive land use plan, number 9 will be eliminated. The last clause, number 9, will be eliminated. Just be real clear about what we're doing. Okay. Anybody else?
Ed Schmidt, Hayes Road. Thank you for striking that paragraph. Other than that, the webpage, I think it's a great idea to update the webpage, so, you know, congratulations, I think that's a good idea. I do, I just saw this tonight, so I'm kind of shooting blind here. But I really don't see anything in here on ongoing support, or who owns the source code, or who's gonna host it.
Okay, I couldn't understand a word you just said. I don't know what you just said. I don't know, maybe somebody else said.
Yeah, I do.
I do
Okay.
It's not complicated. Basically, I'm saying, hey, I see it's gonna cost you $14,000 to build a webpage, but 3 months from now, when you need some change or update, what's that gonna cost you? If you decide this company doesn't work out and you want to have some other company do it, do you then lose all this code and have to start from scratch, or do you own this code? Do you have the passwords necessary to maintain it? Where's the software gonna be hosted? Is it gonna be on your server, on their server, on some third-party server? I don't see any of those details here. And I think you need a much better picture of what's going on before you can approve it. So,
Do you have some of those answers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have the stuff in front of me, but I can just tell you offhand. So we work with Network Solutions, which they host the IP. And I have the ability to go in there and change. So if we did decide to go with another company at some point, we would just change the IP with Network Solutions. And as far as, I think you mentioned maintenance, monthly, or whatever somebody needs, if somebody needs to get in to the website to make a change outside of here, it depends. It could be they charge by the hour, it could be like anywhere from $20 to $50. But this new website is going to eliminate the need for us to reach out to Cowley Associates, because I'll be the one who's going in and making the changes to the website. So it's much more, it's made much more user-friendly, not only to the public, but for me, who maintains the website. So I'll be able to go in and do all kinds of things that I can't do now. I'm not sure what your other question was.
We're gonna own it.
Yes, we do, yes. That's what we pay for.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere it was gonna be written in Drupal.
Yeah.
So there's, Drupal's kind of an open source thing that's out there. But someone has to write the code to make it,
Yeah.
If you decide this company isn't working out for whatever reason, you want someone else to do it, and will they have access to that code and they can just modify it, or do you have to start over because Crowley's got hold of it?
I would have to find that out.
That's very
Yeah,
important.
yeah, Cowley, they're amazing, they've been so great to work with, and they just did the Engine 91 website, and a couple of our first responders could vouch for that they've used it, so, I've been here a while, and I really like them, and, it's a small company, and, but I do understand what you're saying.
I don't think they need the keys to it after.
All right, well, you should probably just
Yeah.
confirm them and then get it in writing or
Yeah.
something, so you're covered.
Was that the only, was that it? There was another question.
Ongoing support, who owns the code, make sure you get the code and passwords so you can have someone else support it if you need to. And then who hosts it and what are the other costs associated with that. Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks.
Anyone else?
Liz Schmidt, 3695 Hayes Road. I too think a new website is a great idea, and I'm sure the vendor is probably well up on this, but I would really emphasize that a government agency really needs to make sure you're in compliance with the most recent web accessibility standards for people that need to use text readers for visual impairments and other kinds of impairments. I would just note, in this room right now, people are just really straining to hear, and I would hope, along with those lines of an accessible website, that we might make normalized sound amplification for everyone who speaks. My own husband has a hearing aid. I'm blessed with excellent hearing, but it really varies, and people don't always like to self-identify when they cannot hear. And so with an accessible website, it would be considered some of those other accessibility. I mean, we already make sure that people can view from home if they're homebound as well, and that would be something else that we want to consider. Thank you.
Could I make a request, maybe you and your husband can just send our town clerk a letter outlining all of what you both just said?
Sure.
Okay, that'd be great.
Anyone else? No? Okay. Town board comments, we'll start with you, Mr. Moore.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out, and of course we have Thanksgiving coming up. I hope everyone enjoys their families. It's probably my very favorite holiday because I know I like to get together with my family. I love the Parade of Lights, so thank you to everyone who participates in that. And other than that, good evening. Move on.
Ditto on that. It's good to see people out in the audience. I'll have a few more things to say as we get to some of the agenda items, specifically the CLUP, Comprehensive Land Use Plan, but thank you for being here tonight.
just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. The window painting was a huge hit. You know, I did drive through the four corners in the village a couple times, and they did a really nice job this year. The little kids painting all the windows, so it's kind of sad that it's not up longer than it was, but it was up there past Halloween, so that was good, and most people did get their windows cleaned afterwards, so that's a plus for them. But other than that, I'll stick to the agenda.
I'd like to thank everybody coming out. It's great to hear all your suggestions and comments. Thank everybody for watching on PAC-B. Just remember, Southern Zone deer season opens up this Saturday, so everybody, you know, Onondaga County's now a rifle area, so just be careful out there. Remember, travels a lot further than a shotgun slug, so be sure what you're shooting at, and, you know, everybody have a safe Thanksgiving. We'll see you in December.
If you look at the screen, that's a landmark, horse trough landmark, that's at the intersection of Lamson Road and Plainville Road. For about a year, County Legislator Brian May and I have been working on that because it was in disrepair, but it was also damaged, probably by some municipal worker at some time, most likely was. So he and I have been working on it. He obtained a grant for the town to repair that, and working with the Parks Director, Mr. Merrill, and I, we got a mason to repair that, and I went out and looked at it today, and it looks like brand new. So I want to thank Mr. Brian May for coming through for the town once again with a grant for that. Department head reports, Mr. Rosado.
Yeah, I'd just like a public service announcement. We are now on winter parking laws, November 15th to April 15th. No overnight parking. We'll be towing cars if they're in the ways of the plows, and along with that, keep your cans in the driveways so that they stay upright and the contents stay in. That's it.
Nothing? Bill Cohen, you have anything?
No, I'm all set, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to agenda items. Agenda item I is going to be tabled tonight. So, we have a motion to adopt the 2024 budget of the town of Lysander.
I'll move that.
I will second that.
Any discussion?
Well, I would like to say that I am really proud to have been part of a team that for 4 years in a row, tax rates went down, and adding to that was the fact that we stopped assessments increases or annual review of assessments, which, you know, you can lower the tax rates all you want, but if your assessments keep going up because of inflation nationally, not locally, nationally, and the housing prices and market in the northwest part of Onondaga County went through the roof, you don't really gain anything, but we stopped that. And so that doesn't mean your taxes didn't go up, but they didn't go up anywhere near what they could have gone up. And the bottom line here is this town has done an admirable job of counting pennies and not spending more pennies than it really needs to spend. So I'm happy with this budget.
Anyone else? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Opposed?
Any abstentions? Okay, motion carried. We have a motion to adopt the revised comprehensive land use plan of the 2023 club. Page 51, section 9 is eliminated from the club document.
I will move that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
If you wouldn't mind, I would like to say something about this. I have received numerous phone calls and numerous emails concerning, I think, confusion over what the CLUP is, and specifically this idea of increasing lot size coverage for industrial use. You know, the first thing to say is obviously we're eliminating the recommendation that's in the club. This may be minutia or getting in the weeds, but the comprehensive land use plan is not a zoning document. It's a it's not even a policy document. It's a vision statement for the town. I'm not saying we should have left that clause in there. I'm glad we're taking it out because it's like it's confusing people. But even at the worst that could have been was just a recommendation. It doesn't carry any legal weight whatsoever. It doesn't force the board to say, oh yeah, we're going to increase the lot coverage. But be that as it may, it's gone. But when you are considering zoning changes, you have to do that separately as a correct me if I'm wrong, Al and Jack, it's a local law, right, when you're changing the law. You can't do that capriciously or arbitrarily, and you would certainly not have anything like that in a CLUP document. The CLUP document is done by every town in New York State every 5 years, or they're supposed to. I'm really proud of the work that this document, how it reads, because it's all about preserving the quality of life in the town of Lysander and making sure that we strike balance and that we don't overdevelop. So, you know, hats off to Jack and his team, including Al, for doing this hard work for the last 2 years. And it's something that I think you should all be proud of, because we're not, read the document, there's nothing in it that talks about let's develop to the hilt. There's nothing in it that says that or suggests that. But I want everybody to be clear. Zone changes have no business being in a CLUP document, and that's why they're not in there. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yeah. With the club, again, Mr. Corey and the people that, Mr. Yeager being another one that worked on it. Most of the people, Mr. Yeager, are volunteers on that. And I know a lot of people came up and was critical about the length of time that it takes. These people are volunteering. I don't see 100 people stepping up to the plate to volunteer for these different committees. It's usually the same people. But yet, people will come up and criticize what other people are doing when they're not willing to step up at all. And these are professional people that are doing a good job that are not getting paid for it. And I just wanted to point that out because they did do an excellent job on that, everybody involved, and they did it using their own time and a lot of times their own resources. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to set the punch list security requirement for the town, for the Timber Banks Phase 3, Section 3, Sedgegrass Road subdivision at $89,400 as recommended in the town engineer's letter dated November 3rd, 2023.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to set the maintenance guarantee for the roadway and utilities in the Timber Banks Phase 3, Section 3, Sedgegrass Road subdivision at $117,000, 25% of the project value as estimated by the town's engineer's letter dated November 3rd, 2023.
Move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to accept the dedication of the roads and utilities included in the Timber Banks Phase 3, Section 3 subdivision. Roads included in this resolution that the town will maintain from this date forward include the following. Sedgegrass Road, which is 0.235 miles. Westernmost intersection with Tall Tree Lane. Easternmost intersection with Tall Tree Lane.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
I just had a question. On the sheets we got, Al, at the top it says Sedgegrass Road .227. Is that a different part of the road? Or is this all from CHA?
It should be the what's referenced in the letter, the .277.
227?
Or is it 227 or? It's, I don't have a copy in front of me. Sorry, Kevin.
227.
It should be .227.
Okay.
On the resolution,
Yes, please.
.227. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. We have a motion to accept dedication of the roads and utilities included in Timber Banks Phase 3, Section 5 and 6 subdivision. Roads included in this resolution that the town will maintain from this day forward include the following: Forest Ridge Lane, 1.199 miles, four-way intersection with Tall Tree Lane, easternmost intersection with Tall Tree Lane. Tall Tree Lane, 0.199 miles, four-way intersection with Forest Ridge Lane, easternmost intersection with Forest Ridge Lane.
Those are not the same length. Does anybody have that other letter?
I do. It says .2145 for Tall Tree Lane.
That's correct.
And is the other one Timber Ridge, not Forest Ridge?
No, it is Forest Ridge. It is that Forest Ridge is correct in the resolution.
Okay,
That's
on the
error.
letter it says,
That's mine. That's mine. I'll own that.
okay.
But the length is correct.
So is
The
it
lane,
Timber
yes.
Ridge Lane or Forest Ridge Lane?
It's Forest Ridge Lane.
It's Forest
It
Ridge
is
Lane.
Forest Ridge
So
Lane. The
that's
map
right.
reads as Forest Ridge Lane.
And then, but the Tall Tree Lane is .2145 miles.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. To hold a public, may I have a motion to hold a public hearing for the proposed 2024 fire protection agreement by and between the town of Lysander and Enterprise Fire Company Number 1, West Phoenix Fire Protection Agreement on Thursday, December 7, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. in the Lysander Town Hall. This motion will authorize the town clerk to advertise for same.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to hold a public hearing to adopt a local law to increase the income limitation relative to partial exemption from real property taxes for persons 65 years of age and over on Thursday, December 7, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. in Lysander Town Hall. This resolution shall authorize the town clerk to advertise for same.
I'll move it.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. We have a motion to hold a public hearing for the proposed West Phoenix
That's
sewer
on our
district.
table.
Oh, table, yeah. You know what? I had my hand over. I have a motion to authorize the signature of a special event license with Ballsville Kiwanis for the Turkey Trot 5K and 10K road race to be held on Thursday, November 23rd, 2023.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Yes. Do we know the streets that they're on?
Mr. Moore does.
Yeah, I mean, what time does it start? How does one person register? Because I got asked to do this.
Are you registered?
Maybe, to walk it, not run it.
Do they let them stay out that long?
No, but seriously, I didn't know,
Go
like,
to BeagleKiwanis.org
All night long.
and they'll have an online registration there.
oh, nice.
And I'll see you out there.
Yeah, no. I heard.
I may be a little further ahead. I'm not gonna-
Can you hand me the water as I walk by?
I'll park your car and then I'll run.
Park it about halfway.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'm going to abstain just because I'm part of that organization.
Okay, one abstention. Motion carried. I have a motion to authorize the town supervisor to sign the agreement with Cowley Associates to develop, evaluate, and launch the next generation DuPal 9 website for the town of Lysander. The cost of the website development is $14,250, for which ARPA funds will be used.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Any discussion?
I still think you should get those questions.
Okay, this isn't a public hearing.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, you're out of order. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to authorize $10,000 of ARPA funding to the Ballsville Chamber of Commerce?
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I'll say something quick. First, I want to know, Mr. Rivizigno, is this going to the Chamber of Commerce, is this a proper use of ARPA funds?
I believe that ARPA funds can be used for that.
I mean, I thought it was, I just want to make sure.
ARPA funds can pretty much be used for
Oh,
almost anything.
we've voted. Okay, but you believe that they are?
I checked
Okay.
with Bonadeo, and as long as it's for tourism, you can give them the chambers.
All right, and then the other thing that I would say about this is, you know, people love this town. I already mentioned the parade of lights, but there are a lot of things that make the Beeville area special. Parade of lights, Ghost Walk, Taste of Beeville, Big Chill, all kinds of things that are, you know, that are put together through the help of the Chamber of Commerce. So I want to thank everybody that helps organize all of that stuff, because I know that all of that is really what makes this place special. So thank you for all of your time and effort.
I just want to say one thing as well, too. I'm going to have to abstain from this, just because my wife would benefit from this if this passes. But I see Matt in the audience. The chamber does do all those events Pete listed, right? Is there any other events that the chamber lists that he didn't mention that really, because those Parade of Lights is phenomenal.
Taste of Beeville, Beeville Big Chill are the big ones. The trick-or-treating event, which takes place after the window painting that you mentioned you love, that's the Chamber of Commerce. We do monthly events. We have a pub crawl with our Big Chill. We do monthly events for our members and our businesses. But we also support and promote every other event and entity that goes on in our community, and nobody else does that. So
Thank you.
appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, we do appreciate it, thank you.
And I'd like to say something too, because I put Matt through the ringer a few months ago and asked him, what are you going to do with the money? And I'm, satisfied, and more than satisfied. As Pete said, this town is second to none in terms of how we think about ourselves. And, when you mentioned Bevo, it's a real sense of community that we have here. And so much of that is because of the Chamber of Commerce and getting businesses to work together and to promote all the things that we do. So hats off to you folks.
Any further discussion?
I just wanted to make sure that it's going to be, for tourism. Is that what the intent of the $10,000 is?
That's what we do, yes.
Okay. So, because it seemed like we had a lot of, we were in the middle of the road a few months ago, and I haven't heard any more discussion about it until it's on the resolution tonight. So, this has been a few months.
Taste of Beeville brings about 4,000 to 5,000 people to town, so
Right.
we'll put it towards business for sure, with tourism.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Any opposed?
Opposed.
Okay. So we had 3 ayes, 1 abstention. Okay, motion carried. May I have a motion to declare the following items surplus? Green fabric armchair, work chair, no tag, high back leather black chair, tag 817, HP LaserJet 1018, printer, tag 965, and a wooden printer stand. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, we already had our executive session, so may I have a motion to adjourn at 7:02, 3, 4.
I'll move it.
All in favor?
Someone said.
Yeah, well, Jeff,
Yeah, Jeff.
we'll put you first, Jeff. However needed.